truth, logic, common sense, that gut feeling, and yes, even a little psychoanalysis. As we are once again together, you and I. We are once again together, you and I, to discuss the Donna Adelson case. I'm trying to get back on track, y'all. The weekend was a weirded out, just shocker for so many people. It's almost kind of weird to get back to this, knowing what happened over the weekend. But anyway, I'm here for email from Hale 3 of the Donna Adelson case. If you remember in summarization, we have been through email 1 and email 2. These emails were in the middle of 2013. As y'all recall, it was what? It was July the 19th of 2024 when Dan Markell was murdered. And so this is a year before when Dan Markell and Wendy Adelson got a divorce, and a judge said, no, not so fast, Wendy. You can't take the kids down to South Florida. You got to leave them in Tallahassee. And I'm going to tell you what, Donna, she absolutely, she had her plan for her. In summarization, once again, she wanted her to pretend that she was going to put the kids in Christian schools and stuff and really piss Dan Markell off because he was Jewish. Just anything she could do to push his buttons, to get back at him. Donna Adelson was so furious, and she most importantly did not have any confidence in her own adult daughter, who was an attorney and a professor at Florida State there. She didn't have any confidence that her daughter could handle her own shit, okay? So I'm going to the email 3. Email 2 was in May of 2013. This email is a little long. So again, if you got laundry to fold or a dishwasher to unload, and by the way, you can always come down here to Tennessee and unload my dishwasher and do my laundry because I'm sick of doing it. But then again, I'm sure you've got your own chores to do. But if you got things while you're, having lunch or sweeping the floor or doing whatever, cleaning out that closet, this would be a very good time just to hear OKJ ramble on about Donna Adelson emailing Wendy once again, because she's already told Wendy, hey, we got this plan. This is the plan. We're going to get you to make the kids get baptized in the Catholic Church and all this and that. Well, this email, y'all, it points straight to that Donna is addressing Wendy, knowing that Wendy has already responded to Donna. We don't have the email showing it, but it does point to that Wendy has already responded to Donna about this stupid plan, right? So this was on Thursday, June 27th of 2013, and the subject line from Donna Adelson to her daughter Wendy says, Wendy, please read this. Dear Wendy, since neither one of us feels up to talking, let me share with you what we're all feeling as far as your response. Now, that one little sentence says a lot. First of all, she's telling Wendy, well, neither one of us want to talk to each other. Obviously, they're irritated with one another. Donna's already gotten a response back from her stupid idea. And on top of it all, she says, let me share with you what we're feeling. In other words, her and Harvey, and I'm sure old Charlie boy there as well, as far as your response, Wendy. This is what we're feeling about your response, Wendy, to my idea to fake getting into this Catholic church and pissing Dan Markell off and all of that. She says, when I wrote to you this morning, we felt that you had reasonable thoughts as to what the judge might do or say or think regarding the charade we had hoped you would participate in. However, the more we think about it, we begin to realize that you and we have no idea what this judge will do or say or think. Who would have thought, after paying an attorney $600 per hour for 10 months, that she would take an hour and a half of testimony, not even bother calling gibbers to the stand, and decide that family support for very young children evidently means nothing, and a job that pays 10 times what your unsecured, untenured, and dependent upon state budget cuts job pays in Tallahassee will be just fine for your children. So now Donna is lasered in on this judge, and also the fact that Wendy has responded in a way that's kind of irritating Donna, but she's mostly focused on this judge. And also, you know it, Donna has helped Wendy pay for this attorney. She doesn't like her job either. Does she care? Donna's talking to Wendy about the judge. Does she care that after expenses, you'll save next to nothing at the end of the year? Does she care that very little, if anything, will be put away for the children for their current and future education? Does she care that extracurricular activities, sports, trips, eating out in restaurants will always be a financial challenge for you to provide for the boys? Now let's stop there. Let me just say this again. These extracurricular activities, there are a lot of families that can't afford to put their kids in extracurricular activities. Also the sports. Some families just can't do it. Also trips. I mean, you know, when my kids were young, the best trip we ever had was going down to the creek and finding crawdads under the rocks and jumping in swimming holes and stuff like that. That was free because we didn't go on any kind of major trips. Then you got eating out at restaurants. Well, I'll tell you what, no one said that if you have a child in America or anywhere else in the world that that's part of a childhood, going out to eat in restaurants. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say here, y'all. And also, we have this will always be a financial challenge for you to provide for the boys, saying that this judge is not taking into consideration that Wendy wants this lifestyle that is really more of a luxury lifestyle than it is bare bones, where you got a bed, a roof over your head, clothes on your back, all that stuff. This is what Donna is saying about this judge. Clearly, she did not take into consideration the future earning potential and benefit for your children. She didn't care that there's no backup support system when one of your preschoolers is sick. And you know what? I think the judge probably knew that Wendy came from a very wealthy family. So if Donna's trying to say that her and Harvey were not a backup system for the preschooler of Wendy that would get sick, it's silly and it's ridiculous. And, you know, for Donna to have so much hubris and arrogance talking about this judge, it's absolutely laughable. All she cared about was if the father hasn't been pulling out their toenails. You should give up any financial betterment for you and your children and raise them in a place that you agreed to go to because Gibbers only has FSU as a job offer. No, what Donna is trying to say is the judge should have saw the value and all the restaurants and the money and all this and that would be heavier than the judge looking at this is the father of these two little boys. Let me tell you something, folks. I'll say it till the cows come home. Money ain't everything. And Donna Adelson sure as hell is learning all about what money will buy, because now she's got Charlie's attorney there, Dan Rashbaum, who will absolutely cha-ching, cha-ching, get all this money from having to defend Donna. Of course, as a graduate of FSU Law School and a native of Tallahassee, Donna talking about, this is the judge who was a law school graduate and native of Tallahassee. She sees nothing wrong with living there. Obviously, as a native of South Florida, you know better. Our point is, it's obvious that you and Kristen is Wendy's attorney, haven't figured out the judge so far. You were both shocked at the rapid decision based on nothing that was presented. So how do you think at the point you can figure out what the judge will say regarding your decision to introduce Christianity into the boys' lives? People go to prison and change their religion all the time. People go through difficult times and find Jesus. Jesus was Jewish. He had positive teachings. He gives people hope. And best of all, you get to go to heaven in the end. Sounds good to me. Obviously, it will sound good to Judge Hobbs. She goes to church. There were a multitude of donations from her church pastors and ministers on her financial contributions website. She's a Southern black lady. How do you know it won't be music to her ears to hear this? So Wendy has told Donna. When Donna approached Wendy with this idea to upset Dan about changing the children's religion from Jewish to Christianity, Wendy told her that the judge is not going to look highly upon this all of a sudden, when there's really no evidence, y'all, that Wendy was ever going to go that route. She is Jewish herself. And for Donna to say because this judge is a Southern black lady and gets contributions from Christian churches, I mean, if that isn't a form of racism, I don't know what is. Just because a woman is a black woman who, if she is Christian, that somehow she would rule in that vein, it's preposterous. The judge has to look at all specific criteria, and y'all, one generally speaking, that is applied to all of these cases when children are involved. And that is this whole legal thing that says the child's well-being is paramount over any and all considerations, whether it's money or whatever. So Donna, she's still, talking to Wendy about, you really need to, I know you've responded to this and you're not really up for this, but I'm going to still try to shove it down your throat, basically, y'all. So Donna says in bold letters in her email, she says, some possible options on Judge Hobbs' decision regarding Jewish holidays with the boys. As far as losing the children on the Jewish holidays, there are a couple of alternatives to this. First of all, it may happen, but unlikely. She's talking about Dan Markell, is entitled to half the holidays and alternating those holidays each year with you. You may be interested in the teachings of Jesus because Gibbers has certainly ruined Judaism for you in the extreme way he's practicing it. However, if the judge questions how much of the Jewish holidays you can have, you explain that your parents and brother are Jewish and they will be coming to Tallahassee to spend those holidays, or the half that you are entitled to, or perhaps even the 60% that you are entitled to with the boys. So here we have Donna Adelson telling Wendy to put on this charade, go into the Catholic Church, baptize the children, just to piss Dan Markell off. Also, that would be absolutely lying to a judge, right? Totally misrepresenting everything just so Wendy could get her way. And now she wants Wendy, on the flip side of that, to say, well, there's Jewish holidays now, and in order to get more of those, just tell them that your mother and dad and brother are Jewish and they want to come to Tallahassee to spend those holidays with the children, so that the judge knows, on one hand, you want to love Jesus, and the next hand, you want more holiday time with the kids, and you're going to use the excuse that Donna's actually a good Judaism example there. Give me a break. Secondly, so what if by some crazy stance, the judge says, okay, Gibbers can have all the Jewish holidays. Then, if our bribe doesn't work, you tell him during the year that you'll take the kids out of Sunday school at church and cancel their upcoming baptism if he shares those dates with you. If not, keep them there. Just think about that. She wants Wendy to go into an organized religion that she's not even interested in, doesn't even want to do, but she's wanting to use it as bargaining chips. How disgusting is that? Donna wants her to use it as leverage. It ain't just about pissing gibbers off anymore. It's about the staying power of Wendy being able to get her way on all these holidays that Donna obviously don't give a shit about. She wants Wendy to get more. She wants Wendy to have more. And folks, let me just make it clear to you. This is the mother of Wendy, and of course any mother wants their daughter going through custody issues with her grandchildren and her daughter there. They want more for them, right? But not like this. What kind of mother is going to have this idea that their daughter needs to lie to a judge about going into Catholicism or using it as a way to get Dan Markell to give Wendy more time? And then on top of it all, Donna wants to say, well, you know, the bribe. What if the bribe don't work? And that bribe, it's coming up in this email, but she thinks throwing money at something, just like she threw money Charlie Adelson's way. There it is, y'all. I can't get the name right. Charlie Adelson's way. Charlie put some money in. His parents gave him some money, and they hired Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera through Catherine McBonewall to murder Dan Markell. She thinks throwing money is going to, you know, get some results that it's winning. Well, I'll tell you what, there's nothing more losing than Donna Adelson sitting in a jail cell fixing to go on trial for solicitation to commit murder, first-degree murder. You know what I'm saying? So third, since there is a separation of church and state, she'll just go by whatever schedule you are given and tell you to work out any holiday arrangements between yourselves. Who declares which are legitimate holidays and which aren't? Shemini Azrit, I guess that is a Jewish holiday, and forgive me, I don't know if I'm saying that properly. Obviously, the court isn't out to help you. It's clear since Judge Hobbs' last ruling that she could care less about anything you had to say in your behalf. You need to help yourself. You know, Wendy, most of the wars that have been fought for the last couple of thousands of years have been over religion. Charlie brought up a good point when he said that Americans were dropped behind enemy lines during World War II, wearing Nazi uniforms to get what they wanted. They had a job to get done, and they did what they needed to do to accomplish it. You have a job to get done and a very short time frame to accomplish it. If you dressed your kids up in Hitler Youth uniforms and brought them down here, I could care less if it was an act of defiance and would show Jibbers that he's not in control. If your children are baptized, it doesn't make them Christian. Ben and Lincoln aren't really pirates because they dress up like Jake the Pirate. It's an act. Y'all, that is so disturbing that the grandmother of these little boys would like to see Wendy get these boys baptized in the Catholic Church, but at the same time she wants to compare it to what Americans did wearing Nazi uniforms. She even says her own grandchildren wearing Hitler Youth uniforms. She wouldn't care. She could care less. All she wants Wendy to do is have control, i.e. Donna Adelson wants control of this. If your children are baptized, it doesn't make them Christian. I repeated that. You know why? Because it's disgusting that this woman would put those children through it, along with Wendy and all these people that say they went to the Catholic Church, and all these people were like, oh, well, they opened their arms and hearts to them. And they have them there watching the baptism and everything. And it's all fake. It's just all a bargaining chip to Donna. And then Donna wants to talk about Jewish holidays and how, what's an important one and what isn't. But, oh, hey, Wendy, just tell the judge that you want some of these holidays because I'm Jewish and Harvey's Jewish and Charlie's Jewish. She wants it both ways. Oh, I can tell you this right now just by these emails. If Donna Adelson pretends to practice the religion of Judaism years ago, like that man who knew him for 40 years said that it was Coral Springs Synagogue there, they were active members. It was all an act. Donna Adelson has no faith. The only thing she has faith in is her own stupid ideas and ways of getting her way. You got into this mess with Gibbers by being so compliant and non-confrontational with him. If you just keep paying your attorney her $600 per hour and don't fight for what you want, you're no better off than if you stayed married to him. Sure, you got rid of being unhappy in a marriage, so you don't have to live under the same roof, but he'll still be in control of everything, including what he wanted, sole control of the boys' religious lives. Why let him? Why not stand up to this fucker? Why not fight? We're not talking about a lifetime of this. You have the boys a very limited number of days before the mediation takes place. This is all part of an act. I just can't imagine a parent that really loves their child that they would say, hey, you need to act, you need to lie. That's what you need to do to get your way. That tells you everything you need to know about Donna Adelson and her mothering abilities. But then again, it ain't mothering, is it? It's domestic coordinating, huh? Please rethink this. We're all willing to help you accomplish this. See, she's already gotten a response back from Wendy, and Wendy's like, I'm not doing that, Mom. I'm not going to do it. But now Donna's trying to push it even more. An act of defiance that will put a scare into this jackass. It will infuriate him. It won't infuriate a judge that you found Jesus. She can't comment on your religious views. No, she can't. A judge cannot, but I guarantee you this. A judge takes everything into account. The history, everything else. And a judge is not stupid. They see each and every day during these custody battles what people will do with one another just to get their way. You need to see the big picture in bold letters, Donna says to Wendy. You need to look into the future, what a life without your only family nearby, teaching in Tallahassee with Danny always in the picture, will give you. It's not a pretty picture. And just think about today. She's talking back in June 27th of 2013 about, you need to look in the future without your family nearby. Well, I guarantee you this. Donna Adelson is not nearby her grandchildren as she sits in that damn jail cell up there in Tallahassee awaiting trial. And Dan Markell is out of the picture because he was murdered so Donna could get her way. This was all Donna. Charlie Adelson would have never hired those hitmen had it not been for Donna. Pure and simple. So this thing about Wendy, think about the future. It's not a pretty picture. Well, I guarantee you again, y'all, it's not a pretty picture for Wendy to have to somehow either sidestep the issue with her children who are now in their teens, that their grandmother is fixing to be tried for the murder of their father, and that their uncle's already been convicted. I mean, I'm sure Wendy has probably told the boys, oh, we know Charlie's innocent. But if them boys get curious enough as they grow older, there's plenty of factual documentation, evidence, direct, indirect evidence, that they can put their own minds at ease on what the truth really is. We want to see you help yourself. Not everything that has to do in life is comfortable or easy. Sometimes it's ridiculously hard. Well, if life is so ridiculously hard and Donna sincerely wants her to help herself, then Donna needs to get the hell out of Dodge about telling Wendy what to do. Let Wendy help herself. Donna ain't doing shit for her. Sometimes it's ridiculously hard, but Jibbers has tried to aggravate and screw you since day one of this divorce. His vicious emails, his defiance with Dr. Pam's directions on asking him not to come to the school every day when he doesn't have the boys, his not allowing you to pick the children up 1 hour earlier to drive to Atlanta, his bad-mouthing you to the faculty at the school you will be working at. Everything he does is done with malicious intent, and make no mistake, Donna is beating her daughter upside the head with her view of what Dan Markell has done to Wendy, just to piss Wendy off and hurt Wendy even worse. Trying to describe it in these terms, Donna is telling her daughter all these things to upset her. Why can't you do this for the few days that you have the boys prior to the mediation? Donna Adelson wants Wendy to lie to a judge, to lie to the children, lie to everyone around her. Because remember that last email we read where Donna says, you can't tell anybody that we got this plan for you to go into the Catholic religion and you know, stand the boys outside the church and let's get them baptized and send them to these Jesus camps and all this other stuff. Why can't you do this for the few days that you have the boys prior to mediation? You know him, Donna is speaking of Dan Markell to Wendy. You know which buttons to push. He certainly knows how to push your buttons. Take something from him. Right now he's got everything just the way he wants. We need to take something from him in order for him to negotiate it back. Folks, Wendy took a lot from Dan Markell when she decided to divorce him. He had his family. Now he only gets half the time with his children. He's got to live with it. He's got to live with the fact that he's divorced. The extremism that Jibbers is already teaching the boys is nothing more than brainwashing. Well, you know, Donna Adelson can shit in one hand and hope in the other in terms of convincing anyone that that is true. Because it is extremism to the 100th degree for her to ask Wendy to put on a charade to a judge. She won't leave it alone. Wendy's already responded back, Mom, I don't want to do that. And I'm sure Wendy, being the attorney she is saying, you know, the judge is not going to be stupid about this. Religion is brainwashing. It's control of the masses. It affects who your friends are, what activities you do, how you eat, how you dress, how you pray, everything. There is no doubt you will have two little Orthodox young men on your hands with the only religious influence over them being Jibbers. He's already got them thinking that people who eat shrimp are bad, hot dogs are disgusting, lobster is gross. Wait, Ben's not even 4 years old. Wait till he's 8. You're not teaching them anything different. You don't teach them that on Saturdays they can go to soccer or any regular organized sports activity or even swim lessons. You let them play in the park or in the house. Jibbers has an organized plan that he's been doing pretty much since they were born. Shul every Saturday morning that he has them. Shul for every Sunday that he has them. Shul for every holiday. Shul parties. Shul. That will be their life. We don't want you to be the outsider who doesn't join in what the rest of the family's doing. Wendy, this is all about negotiating. After consulting with 2 attorneys who are both excellent negotiators, and one of them, whom we will most likely hire for the financial offer, we are getting the same advice. You must take something from him that he wants. Well, I guarantee you, she's already taken something from Dan Markell that he wanted, and that was a family. That's what Dan Markell wanted, a family. And this whole idea of Donna talking about, because he wants to raise his children in Judaism and the way that he sees their religious teachings and upbringings. You know, everyone in the world that's not in Dan Markell's shoes or have another religion or who are atheist or agnostic or whatever, they might have kind of maybe even the same thing to say about brainwashing and this and that. But guess what? Dan Markell had a right to have his own faith, whatever that may be, and he had a right to teach his children in religious upbringing in his faith. And Wendy also. And there could have been this compromise one way or the other, but because Donna is venomous and they're looking at him trying to assert his rights as some kind of personal attack on Wendy or the Adelson family, he had a right. He had a right to do what he was doing. So Donna she's thought about this after initially telling Wendy, here's a great plan for a charade to really get at Jibbers. Now she's had more time to think about it since Wendy responded negatively about that idea. And now she wants to frame it in a different way so that it sounds more appealing for Wendy. When you intelligently negotiate in mediation, you pretend you want the house, even if you don't. You pretend you want the car, even if you don't. You pretend you want the ring, even if you don't care. You pretend you want your kids in Catholic school, even if you don't. It's just the business of clever negotiation. And this is one part that I cannot believe she's actually saying, but it's a very interesting sentence. Donna says to Wendy, it's not what you or we are familiar with, but people in business do it all the time. Well, I'll tell you what, if she wasn't familiar with it, and if she wasn't asking two attorneys on her own time, excellent negotiators, all about this and everything, give me a break, y'all. Both attorneys have said that this is how you get what you want. If you can't take anything from him, then what we do is just the financial offer. It's just not as good. And then look at it like this way. What's the downside? Worst case scenario is the judge does give him the Jewish holidays. Then after a short period of time, you offer him taking the kids out of Catholic school or Sunday school if he shares the holidays. Or have a stipulation that holidays need to be reviewed yearly. You have a smart lawyer. She knows that all kinds of stipulations and temporary arrangements can be made at a divorce. Wendy, you don't manipulate people. You're a sweet, kind, caring person. Jibbers is a manipulator. You just need to play a role. What you're doing is jockeying for position. In the end, if you do this and it doesn't get the results we were hoping for, then you can't blame yourself. You can feel good that you did everything you could. How could anybody feel good about lying to a judge, to their children, to the people around them, that you're going to go into this Catholic faith when you're Jewish and and it's all just an act? It's disgusting, y'all. You have a smart lawyer. If that's the case, then Donna Adelson would not be shitting all over everything that her attorneys are doing. But then again, I just had to say that. Wendy, you don't manipulate people. No, Donna Adelson does. Then she says, you can feel good that you did everything you could. I'm not saying that we're not going to continue with hiring an attorney to negotiate and make a financial offer. I don't think you realize. Here it comes, y'all. I don't think you realize the type of offer we're considering. We're planning on you, Charlie and Dad, and I going as high as equal parts in $1 million offer. That's $333,000 from each of us. Obviously, the more chits on our side, the better our chances are that we won't have to go that high. You have to show us that you're doing your part in this too. We're a team. We can't do this without your help. One of the possibilities in lieu of that much money, obviously we start much lower. Can you believe that? Donna Adelson she don't want to start out saying, hey, Dan, we'll give you $1 million. She wants to go lower. Maybe she can get it, 2 for the price of 1 plus $1. Maybe she gives Dan Markle a coupon and says, whatever, here, just, give us our way. Give me a break, y'all. One of the possibilities in lieu of that much money is offering not just taking them out of church, but negotiating a settlement which could possibly offer both boys private education at the Donna Klein Hebrew Day School in Boca. So here we have Donna Adelson telling Wendy that all this at Dan Markle, it's all this religion is brainwashing. It's terrible, awful stuff. But here she is wanting to put the same grandkids in a religious school, Donna Klein Hebrew Day School. She can't keep herself straight on anything. The only time anything is good, that's good for those grandkids, if it's got anything to do with Wendy coming down to South Florida around Donna, Harvey, and old Charlie boy. Then she says it may include monthly airline tickets to South Florida for as long as he lives in Tallahassee, talking about Dan Markell. Could y'all imagine Dan Markell giving up his kids being with him so he could get free airline tickets to visit anytime he wants? Well, I'll tell you what. If the Adelsons can offer that, free tickets for a lifetime, well, how about this? They can afford the damn tickets. They can get on the damn plane and take their happy ass up to Tallahassee. Let them go through freaking customs or any of this luggage stuff through the airport. Dan Markell had a right. He had a right to be around his kids. Teaching at his current schedule and with a big chunk of money, he can live down here, and for the 26 weeks per year that he teaches and fly 2 days a week to Tally, he would have frequent and liberal visitation. You're not looking to remove him from their lives, says Donna. Let me repeat that. You're not looking to remove him, Dan Markell, from their lives. Well, that's exactly what the Adelson family did. They removed Dan Markell from their children, his little boys' lives. They had his ass murdered. It's awful, y'all. He loves living in South Florida. Teaching at his current schedule and with a big chunk of money, he could live down here for 26 weeks. I've done said that. Apologize. He would have frequent and liberal visitation. I've done said that. The negotiating lawyer will work with him with his high school teaching schedule. He could see his children here a significant amount of time. His child support would be much less also. The attorney who will be doing the negotiating will also lay it out on the line for him, what the various payment offers would be worth to him in 15 to 18 years when he may want to retire. The amount is huge. This payoff can put him at that point without any additional income of his own in the $4 million range. Certainly nothing he'd ever save in 10 lifetimes. If you try this, you really will not be any worse off than if doing nothing. So what's preventing you from trying? I don't know how much of the big picture you're seeing, honey. I don't know if you realize that not only what you can provide for your boy's life, but for your own life, all depends on this change. Aside from living in a far better city with family, a personal history there, and you'll also have greater opportunity to meet people for your future. I'm sure there are many lovely women who are teachers, divorced with 2 children. You can be a highly successful, highly compensated attorney who is independent and not in need of someone to marry you to help support your 2 children. You can have someone cleaning your home, a nanny to help with your children, a lifestyle in which you and your boys can travel. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to really turn your life around and make a positive difference in the lives of your children. Your expenses with the boys now are minimal. Wait until you see how expensive everything is in the future for them. We don't want you, and I wouldn't imagine you'll want to live paycheck to paycheck. Teenagers eat more than the yogurt these boys are eating now. Everyone has a price, says Donna. Now's the time to start. And you know what? If I could talk to Donna Adelson, I'd look her straight in the eye and I'd say, listen here, Mr. and Mrs. Donna Adelson, because that's what it is. You're the one that's in control, right? Harvey ain't in control. You're the one with the freaking pants. You say everybody's got a price? Well, I'll tell you what, I will free of charge stick my southern foot right up your ass. How about that? A freebie for Donna Adelson. No, everyone doesn't have a price. You said this divorce is not about winning and losing, that it's not a competition. Well, there you go. We now can understand what Wendy has said to Donna about this divorce, that it's not a competition. It's not about winning and losing. Well, that sounds like someone with a decent head on their shoulders, with a little bit of morality, although I'll have to say that there's a big chance that maybe Wendy went along with this murder for hire stuff. You've already lost relocation according to the legal system. Well, it is about winning and losing. We're trying to get a win. You deserve it. You deserve so much more than a life without family teaching in Tallahassee. Life is tough. If you don't stand up and take a chance, you don't stand a chance. Please, Wendy, do your part and stand up to him. Make an effort to do this so that our group offer will stand a better chance at being accepted. Don't let his temporary move to Tallahassee ruin your entire life. We all want the same thing. A better emotional and financial life for you and for those boys all the way around. And there is nothing emotionally or emotional and financial life, a better emotional life anyway. I don't know what the boys got after Dan Markell was murdered, but emotionally, them boys are going to have to deal with the fact that their father was murdered for the rest of their life. Donna and her stupid, evil ideas. You know, Grandma was one tough and very smart lady. I think about her all the time. And I think about what advice this very intelligent woman, a wonderful reader of people who loved you more than words could ever express, would say to you. She'd tell you to fight with every bone in your body. Fight for yourself, your boys, and for the best possible life you can live. And I wonder if Grandma there, the one that Donna's mother there, would want Wendy to be dishonest and put her children through that. I just wonder. That's true. Fight for yourself, Wendy. We'll be there to help you. Just don't tell us that what you need to do now is move forward with a sense of peace. That is what Wendy Adelson told her mother, because she's repeating it right here, that Wendy told her mother, Mom, I just want to move forward with a sense of peace. And there was nothing wrong with that feeling of that. And then Donna says, that's giving up. No, it's not. Moving forward with a sense of peace is really the ultimate, don't you think? I mean, what? Donna wants Wendy to live with the fact, even if it was all an act at the time, and now she's gotten her way, and down the road she goes off and she stays away from the Catholic Church and all that. Think about how that would affect Wendy's, this is what I had to do. I had to lie to I am an officer of the court. I'm an attorney. Because all attorneys that are licensed, they're officers of the court. They had to lie to a judge about wanting to have a relationship with Jesus Christ when she was all just going to be an act. Right? Oh, yeah. I'm sure that Wendy could have gotten a sense of peace from that. Y'all know she wouldn't have. I don't believe that's really what you want to do after all we've been through together. And when you're literally a few weeks from this being over, and she signs it, written with hope and love, Mom and Dad. There is no hope and love from Donna Adelson. All there is is this desire to be deceptive so that Donna could see Wendy get some control, or Donna herself get control. To be deceitful and lying. To tell your daughter to do that. And not only to tell your daughter to lie and be deceitful, but involve the children in that. Just think about what it takes for someone to be like that. So leave your comments. Let me know what you think. We'll get back together on Wednesday. I love you all. The trial is going to be here pretty soon, y'all. And, you know, OKJ's got a few little skits that I am still trying to get that Jewish northern voice of Donna's down. Right? New York. I thought, you know, I'm trying to get that voice down. If I don't, it's going to sound like other characters that I've done, and I don't want to do that. So leave your comments. Let me know what you think. You know I love you all. And keep on looking.